Hello, everybody. So we're going to do a deck tech here. For this is a Abzan Bogles deck. If you don't know the reference, Bogles, whatever. If you don't know the reference, it's a card called Slippery Bogle. It's a 1-mana 1/1 with hexproof, and the deck basically just loads it up with enchantments, and then you win.
Yeah, like that was the first iteration of the card. The next one was like Late Cover Scout.
Yeah, and so it's just like the name that never changes.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the original card anymore. In older formats, the original card is still used, of course.
Yeah.
So let's see, Josh. If you know Josh, I invented that in our channel, and he came up with the deck list. He brewed for an entire day, swapping from Bant to.
Yeah, we started off with Bant, and he took that, and then. I'm assuming just went a couple of rounds to try to get the cards out of it that weren't any good, and ended up just dropping blue altogether. The main, like, green and white that are in the deck were in that. Mm-hmm. And he just found that the black just fit way better. It filled in what the deck was lacking, really.
Yep. So we've got creatures on top here. So we've got Hateful Eidolon. There's 4. So that hand's probably not on camera.
Yeah.
There's 4 Paradise Druids.
Gives you the hexproof, hence the Bogle.
Yep. 2 Ephemia, the Cacophony.
Yep.
2 Destiny Spinner, and then 4, I say Citizen Champion.
Yeah.
Garrison just says Citizen.
Not Citizen, Citizen.
Citizen. So what we've got here, Hateful Eidolon, it's a 1-mana 1/2 with lifelink, so it's actually really good against the mono red decks.
Yeah.
And I guess some of the mono black decks, because they're running 1/2.
Yeah, anything that's playing like your 1/1 tokens, or like smaller, like your Cavalcade style deck. Yep.
And it is an enchantment, which it fits with a lot of the all that glitters that we'll talk about later,
and the champion.
The champion. And then of course it has the text on it that whenever an enchanted creature dies, you draw a card for each aura you control that was attached to it.
Yep.
So what's noteworthy here is it's whenever any enchanted creature dies, it doesn't have to be your own. And you draw a card for each aura that you controlled. So if you, I assume you have.
This one. Yep.
So there's enchantments that you're going to be putting on your opponent's creatures, and if that creature were to die, you would draw for that enchantment.
Yep.
So the Bogle in the deck.
Yep.
The Paradise Druids. So they have hexproof as long as they're untapped. And we're going to give it vigilance.
Yeah,
so
we'll get to that in just a minute.
It's going to have hexproof indefinitely. Well, not indefinitely, but...
Assuming you protect the enchantment.
If you can protect it, then yes. So Ephemia, there's 2 of these, and you've only got 1 borderless?
I just got it today, too.
Man.
It's foil, too.
Okay, so what is this card doing? I don't know what it does.
I guess the point of it, so it's a 2-mana, 2/1 flyer, but then... It's a legendary enchantment creature, so it's
going to trigger your enchantment stuff.
But then at the beginning of your end step...
Your constellation stuff.
At the beginning of your end step, you may exile an enchantment card in your graveyard, and if you do, create a 2/2 black zombie token.
Okay, so it's kind of like a recovery card.
Yeah, I guess I was talking with Josh, and he said he used Ephemia, he ran into a lot of flyers. Mm-hmm. So it turns out, having evasion... much like you have the, well, we're going to say hexproof, the whole game here, having flying and suiting it up with some enchantments does really well. It also just trades.
Well, and also if you lose a whole bunch of, like someone kills your 1 creature and you have a bunch of enchantments, then you can play that and start to catch up.
Yeah, and then the nice thing, so again, we go to the Myers Grasp, you usually just sit on the battlefield.
If you use it as a removal spell, then you can make a body with it,
too. I actually did that in a video. Or I think it was the first or second round where that actually worked out good because then at that point, just putting 2/2s on the board sometimes is good enough.
Field of the Dead used to do that, right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It made zombies too, didn't it?
2/2s do win games, I hear. So then we've got the 2 Destiny Spinners. So what's this doing here?
Creature and enchantment spells you control can't be countered.
That's rude.
Yeah.
Who plays counter spells?
Yeah. So it turns out that the only spells in the deck with Destiny Spinner in play that cannot be countered are these 2 cards. And I get to that as to why those are there, why they're there over the cards that, Destiny Spinner works better with. And then there's also, say you make it late game.
There's some text on this too.
Yep. Say you make it late game, 4 mana, target land you control becomes an XX elemental creature with trample and haste until end of turn, where X is the number of enchantments you control.
All right. Seems like it could possibly be a big trampling body.
I've had 6/6 and 7/7 lands, not on camera, but in like as we're
on
testing things on
stuff,
Arena. And actually, like I won a game because of Destiny Spinner. I drew the Destiny Spinner, was able to
just slam it.
And won the game on that one. Yep.
And it's a 2-mana 2/3, so it's a pretty good early blocker as well.
Yeah, and the point of it really is like trying to keep the curve as low as possible.
Yeah.
So being another enchantment creature,
triggers
Constellation is really good.
So then we've got the 4 Setessan champion.
Sure, we'll go with that.
It's a 1/3 for 3, and Constellation. You put a 1/1 counter on it, draw a card, right?
Yep. Whenever an enchantment enters.
So this
the
is your old Enchantress card for all you old school Magic players.
And it's like when this game starts going, like if you land a Setessan, when you land a Setessan champion, if you, I can't say protect it because there's not really a way to protect it, but if it's unhindered, it can just start racking up counters.
And it's drawing a card too.
Yeah,
it's drawing cards a lot. It's getting bigger.
Yeah, and the hope is that you do have some card draw on some other enchantments, so that helps. You also have some other interactions that we can get to here in a little bit that is super helpful to make the champion what could arguably be like an 18-20 creature. It has happened.
All right, so we've got 4 Sentinel's Eyes.
Yep.
So this here gives the enchanted creature +1/+1 and vigilance. And the real big thing here is it has escape. Yeah. And it's a fairly low cost. It's exile 2 other cards plus a white.
Yeah, I think there's one in every color that exiles for 2 cards.
Okay.
And but I don't know if any of the other ones are even playable. Yeah. This one just happens to be
this is crucial here because when you put it on Paradise Druid, now it remains hexproof when it attacks.
It's also a 3/2 at that point, assuming that you don't have something else.
So it's a decent clock.
Yeah.
And then we have 4 All That Glitters.
It's the win condition of the deck.
Yep. So it's gonna this is the snowball card, right?
Yeah.
You get +1/+1 for each other enchantment and irrelevant artifact.
Yeah, correct.
But when you're loading up one thing with a bunch of enchantments, it's gonna get bigger. And then let's say there's 2 of those, then they stack on each other.
Yeah.
It gets out of hand.
Your best play, depending on what you're playing against, but it's just like turn 2 Paradise Druid, turn 3 like Sentinel's Eyes All the Glitters.
Yeah.
So now, with the Sentinel's Eyes, it's a 3/2, and then you get to add 2. So
again.
So it's a 5/4.
And if you have one of those out on turn 1.
Yep, you actually have a 6.
Yep.
6/5 on turn 3 with Vigilance.
Yep.
Which is pretty darn good.
And then we've got the 2 Warbriar Blessing. I don't know what this one does.
You enchant a creature you control, and when it enters the battlefield, the enchanted creature fights up to 1 creature you don't control, and your enchanted creature gets +0/+2.
So it's your removal, basically.
Yeah, one of the 2 pieces, really.
Yep. And then we've got 4 Setessan Training.
Hey, look at that.
Does it make everything else the same as him?
No. But you do get kind of one of those off of there. Yeah. So your enchanted creature gains Trample.
Okay.
Which is extremely relevant with every other enchantment you have, especially all the glitters. And then the kind of the important part to it. It replaces itself. It draws a card. It gets +1/+0, which is not bad. It's really nice like that on the champion. So 2 mana, draw 2, put a counter on it, and it has an additional +1 buff.
Yep.
Not bad. It's a really good card. You kind of really need like a 3-card combo almost to win the games, or 4 cards.
Yeah. So then we've got 2 of the Myers Grasp. This is a removal spell, basically.
Yeah, as cheap as you could get it.
Yeah.
With an enchantment.
It's an enchantment -3/-3.
Yep.
So it can kill something or just, what was it, Little Kefnet?
Yeah, Little Kefnet. a 1/2 Little Kefnet. Yep. They didn't want to block because I would have drawn a card.
Right.
With the Eidolon in play.
Yep. So we got 2 Hydra's Growth. I don't know what this card does either. So you're gonna read it to me.
3 mana. Enchanted creature. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, double the +1/+1 counters on that creature. So Hydra's Growth, kind of,
on the champion.
And not even necessarily on the champion, but probably your better plays on the champion. When you're casting it, you're putting a counter on it. Then you put a counter on it. Whenever you cast anything else, you're putting a counter on it, and then you double. Yeah. Yep. So and that's where the snowball effect. You can easily win champion training. Hydra's Growth can just win the game for you.
All right, and then we've got 2 Idyllic Tutors. I'm gonna assume you're just tutoring for an enchantment piece that you need, or a creature.
Yeah.
Because creatures are enchantments.
It turns out that Idyllic Tutor just doesn't find your lands. Now, and there's been some talk. So I got asked if Siona was just better than Idyllic Tutor because it's a body. I did not like that card.
I don't even know what it does.
It's like, I think it's 4 mana creature. You look at the top 7, put an enchantment in your hand. Turns out with Idyllic Tutor, 9 times out of 10, you're like looking for like Sentinel's Eyes.
Yeah.
So for 4 mana, I can literally just go find the Sentinel's Eyes. But then you also have a toolbox that you can find. Another thing, I believe it's the Heliod's Pilgrim.
Yeah, the 1/2 to search for an
aura. Yep. And I actually just got a message from Josh, and he said he's thinking Heliod's Pilgrim over Idyllic Tutor.
The tutor.
The only problem with that,
you can't
grab these.
Yeah, and you also can't grab. I don't know if you're running Oblivion Ring or whatever it is. Yeah, whatever we have, Banishing Light.
Yep.
That's not an aura.
Yep. So and you can't grab like if you talk about Sideboard, you can't grab any of these, which can be.
So I don't know. I guess I like Tutor better, and I think, but
I think it really depends on what your play style is.
No, I think that this just has enough targets over. Like if you don't have a creature, drawing this is bad.
If you don't,
sorry, drawing the Pilgrim is bad.
Yeah.
And like a 1/2 body isn't that.
And see, like that's the thing is that Heliod's Pilgrim gives you a body, right, to put the enchantment on, which I guess can be something, but there's the chance that the Pilgrim just dies.
Yeah, I just 1/2s don't excite me.
Yeah.
And granted, like you can go grab something to put on it, but
yeah, the only thing the only thing you can't grab with Idyllic Tutor is the champion.
Yeah.
So you have 1 card that you can't grab with Idyllic Tutor. Yeah. You have 1 card that you can't, give uncounterable with Destiny Spinner.
And you could actually start looking for other auras in the sideboard.
For the sideboard, yeah.
That function as removal spells. Like pacifism type effects.
Yeah, and there is one.
Yeah, one.
But it's one, and I don't know how good it actually is.
Yeah, and so anyways, moving on.
Yep. So mana base.
We've got 4.
Yep, Expedition
Temple Gardens, 3 Overgrown Tombs and Godless Shrines.
Yep.
3 Fabled Passages, and then 1 Castle Ardenvale, 3 Plains, 5 Forests, and 2 Swamps.
Yeah. The Ardenvale is a little awkward.
You don't have very many white sources.
Yeah. Well, I only drew it twice tonight. One time I was able to make a human, which was no problem. I had triple white. The other time I was not able to make a human, which actually could have prolonged the game for me.
I don't know if I actually care about any of the castles in this deck.
I could see Locthwain.
The only reason I can't see Locthwain is you probably have a lot of cards in your hand.
But it's like that's the thing is it's when you empty your hand, you need a way to get started. And I did it earlier where I drew lands like 3 turns in a row. So and with a champion on the board, I could not get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
If the Ardenvale had been a Locthwain at that point, I may have been able to just draw into
then you're also in the same boat where you've got 8 sources of black.
Yeah, at this point, like you have white that taps for multiples. So you would have to do some changing. Yep. That's the only.
So if you want to make that change, you definitely need to up your sources of black mana because having 8 sources plus a castle, it's going to be really hard to actually.
Yeah, and it's super hard because the base of the deck is green white.
Yeah.
I think there's almost an even split on green and white. I think it's fairly close. The black is the splash. So Locthwain is hard at that point. But if you have to play a castle for some reason.
I almost wonder if there's a better card draw engine, but
that's
thinking for another day. I
think it's very hard. And also the thing to remember is that this was built this week.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of grinding in a day or two, and so it's far from perfect. But like, I think there's a very good shell.
All right, so let's talk about the sideboard. We've got 2 Assassin's Trophies, so obviously this is just functioning as catch-all removal.
Yeah, I need a non-situational removal.
Yeah. We've got 2 Return to Natures, just a good card all around.
Really non-situational removal.
Yeah.
For a lot of things, they're like
for
right
a lot
now.
of things you can kill, and also just like hitting an Uro that's in the graveyard or something like that.
Your random interaction with the graveyard.
Yep.
Random Banishing Light, taking out whatever creature is there. Those sorts of things.
Also, effective in the mirror, I assume.
Yeah, 4 cards in, right here.
Yep. So we've got a first I Rowan games. I actually am kind of surprised there's not more of those, or maybe some in the main.
I haven't played the card at all yet, and I could see that actually going into, because it like generating a 1/1, and putting some counters on things.
I would almost argue that that's better than Lock Thwain.
Could be. Yeah, and
because there's a very good chance you're drawing 2 cards with that.
Right. There is also, if you go back and watch some of the videos, there's also a point in time where like that probably wouldn't have done anything. So
I mean, making a 1/1.
Yeah, and that's why I say it's. I don't know if it's a. I doubt it's a 4 of.
No.
Or even a 3 of. I would probably hinge on like 2.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. And then, like, actually creating a gold token, it's not horrible. The gold token actually turning on all the glitters. So,
That's
like,
true.
You have the gold token, so you get the bonus from this.
And then when it goes away, you've got the gold.
You still have the bonus, and you have an additional mana if you need to keep going.
Yep.
So not bad.
All right, so we got 1 Banishing Light. I'm assuming this is just another catch-all, just like the Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah, the list that Josh had 3 Banishing Lights originally. I replaced there 2 for the 2 Assassin's Trophies.
Gotcha. So then we have, however you want to pronounce the card.
Yeah.
Alseid, Alcide.
Alseid, whatever.
Alsaid.
Sure, I don't know the actual
whatever we want
to. Yeah.
Yeah. So the downside to this card,
yes.
You never put it in to protect your creatures against green or white.
Correct.
Because it blows up your own enchantments when you do it.
Yeah, and people don't think about that. So, like, I think this is being played in, like, the Celestia deck in the main deck.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you don't think about that when the first time I did it, like, I was, like, against a mono white.
Pro white.
Well, I was like, it's a mono white deck.
I just
and
lost
I was
all
like,
my enchantments.
I was like, dude, I have to keep this creature because it was the only creature I had. And I was like, the only way to keep the creature is to use this. And I lost everything that was enchanted on the creature.
So this goes back to our Mechanics Mondays video from Protection. So the second part, so the acronym is DEBT, D-E-B-T. And the second one stands for enchantments. So if the creature gains protection from white, it checks for all the white enchantments on it and then destroys them. So, yeah, that can go in against blue, red, or black removal spells, but you should never put it in against green or white.
Yeah, it's it's okay. It is an enchantment creature.
Yeah.
So that does help a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't think I put it in the mirror. I did put it in against control, I believe, to try to protect against.
Yeah, you're playing against Dimir control.
Yeah, just
and that makes sense.
Yep.
So we have one more, right? Yeah, one more. Warbriar Blessing. I'm assuming that's for the creature matchups.
Yeah,
functions as a removal spell.
I honestly think the 2 is perfectly fine. I find myself taking out the Warbriar Blessing more so than anything.
Then we've got 2 Unbreakable Formations, obviously against board wipes.
Wrath.deck.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we've got, what is this? I can't see.
So this is Minions Return. 3 mana enchantment. It's an aura that has flash. Enchant creature. I'd only been playing it one-sided up until somebody actually pointed out like it's 2-sided. When a enchanted creature dies, return that card to the battlefield under your control.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'd only ever used it when I was boarding in to like save my champion. If I have a fistful of cards, save the champion, next turn you just start going off again because it's not going to be summoning sick. I don't have to find another creature. You could use it, I guess.
To enchant their creature.
To enchant their creature if you're going to kill it. If you have to do that, it's not bad. I don't know. I've only played it on Arena, so I don't actually know how good the card is.
I could see it being good if like they're playing a board wipe and they have something.
Yeah.
And like their thing is the better of the options, I guess.
Yeah, if you have if they're against something like a
or I guess you could like flash in the Warbriar Blessing to fight something of theirs.
Yeah.
And flash that in and put it on their creature.
Yeah, and then you're 5 mana to steal their guy.
I mean, Adrian at Treachery is 7.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know the corner cases where it's, amazing. The thing you want to be doing, but
yeah.
All right, so then we've got what? Inevitable
End. This is the card that I'm not sold on this at all. I don't know. I don't even know what you would put this in against. 3 mana, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature has, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature.
Yeah, so you're enchanting their creature.
Yep.
And then they're probably going to sacrifice that one.
Yeah. Or the token that they generate every turn.
I guess it's not bad if they have, like, an indestructible creature, like a god, and nothing else.
Sure, I can see it.
But then the god is probably not a creature.
When you're casting it. Yeah, you should probably take it a beating if the god's a creature.
Well, no, I mean, like, if it's the only creature they have, the god's probably not devotion animated. Yeah. And if they have other creatures and you enchant the god, they're just going to sacrifice
the
other ones.
They could sacrifice the other creature, turn the devotion off, and the enchantment falls off.
Very true.
It's enchant creatures, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems very weird. I don't know.
I think it was intended more for limited play.
Yeah, probably.
But it was an aura, so it fit the deck, and it fit the colors correctly, and kind of acted as removal.
And then we've got one full art foil Vraska Golgari Queen.
The
Baller edition?
Yeah.
The whale edition?
Yes.
So you do realize Oko's banned, and you only play that to kill Oko, right?
That was what you used to use it for.
What are you using it for?
Turns out that could actually be pretty good in the mirror.
Okay.
I didn't put it in against my opponent. I didn't plan on just playing against Celestia. I figured there'd be some 3-color combinations if anybody was playing that. But you need a way to kill that.
Yeah, I can see why you'd want to kill it.
So when you have an extremely problematic, one extremely problematic card, you start thinking about that removal portion. I wanted unsituational.
Yeah.
Going back to Assassin's Trophy. If games can go a little bit longer.
Yeah, then she can start to take up and generate some damage.
And then get you back into the game that way.
Which is the reason why you're not playing a Disenchant or what's the exile target enchantment that's one drop?
Revoke Existence?
Demystify.
Oh, Demystify. Yeah.
I think that's in Standard.
Yeah, it could be there. I think there's 3 or 4 different ones. There's a green one.
But you're doing it because it's a permanent, and then it can start to generate card advantage, or it can be a lightning rod for a removal spell.
Yeah,
protect your creature by them wanting to kill her instead of
the thought behind it was I'm trying to win as fast as possible. So if I have to play Vraska, that means there's probably 1 or 2 problematic permanents on the board. Mm-hmm. She's probably going to deal with one of them and then eat damage from the other one or whatever it be that way. So I don't know. I haven't played with it a whole ton, but I can't see why it would be bad.
Yeah. No, Vraska's a good card. So I think Josh is probably going to keep brewing with it a little bit. Is that correct?
I would believe so. I actually just got a message while we're doing this video from Josh talking about this as well.
So if he has any updates for it, I'll keep it updated on Aether Hub, which, spoiler alert, I'm using Aether Hub now for deck lists.
Making the move, I think it's way easier to use.
It's also way faster. Tapped out is always slow.
Yeah, I just it's more visually appealing as well. Yep. You can see things a lot easier.
Yep.
I do think...
and they let you embed a video.
Oh, wait. You mean for this?
Like this. So this will be embedded to the Aether Hub deck list. Cool. So I think that's pretty cool.
As far as... so if I talk changes.
Yeah.
Main deck, I almost wonder if the Warbar Blessings could come out. And then fitting another enchantment creature of some type. I did... like the idea, there's a 3-mana white creature. If it's enchanted, if creature's enchanted and it dies, you return target creature with converted mana cost 2 from your graveyard.
Okay.
The only thing that's not...
It doesn't hit the champion.
Yeah. So I don't mind that, because if it's the Eidolon, you'd be by... The only problem with it is this is 3 mana.
Mm-hmm. You're raising your curve. Although you are playing a decent number of lands. There's let's count them. So we got 10, and then we got 3 and 3, so 16, 21 and 3, so 24 lands.
Yeah,
I think you're fine to go up to 3 drops. Even running a couple 4s would be safe, I think.
Yeah. Calyx is also something to kind of
I think John said he was playing Calyx.
Yeah, and Josh made a comment about Calyx in the sideboard.
Yeah.
The only problem with Calyx with this configuration is that you just have all auras. So it's better with something like Banishing Light.
Yeah. Well, what's the -3 do?
It's just exiles a creature until you...
I'm going to pull it up. Exile. I don't actually know the.
Yeah, I believe it's like exile target creature until target enchantment leaves the battlefield. So it's like.
Let's see. Exile target creature or enchantment you don't control until target enchantment you control leaves the battlefield.
Yeah. So problematic when you're playing all auras. It's very fragile.
Yeah, but it could also just steal the game too.
It could.
If they've got one creature and it's not the Paradise Druid.
Yeah, 4 mana, 4 cards, I believe is what it digs. It's not very deep.
+1 is 4 cards and put an enchantment in your hand.
So you're not hitting these two. Like, I also played it in Bant,
so you basically
want
1 out of 4 of your cards. So 15 enchantments to, on average, hit something on
Calyx. So you don't hit Paradise Druid, you don't hit Champion, and you don't hit Idyllic Tutor here.
So more importantly, there's 10, 12, 16, 18, and then
20. Yeah.
8, so 26. So it's, I mean, you're going to whiff sometimes, but...
Yeah, I mean, 26, and you're having to take out some enchantments to put the Calyx in. So I think it could be okay.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, definitely need to be a lot more testing for it. Sideboard, that's coming out. And like I said, I would, like, the third Wolfbriar, I don't believe in. I'm not 100% sold on these, but I kind of think you need them against something like red.
Yeah, I think they're fine against red or Dimir or Grixis.
So all in all, these seem good. Just kind of like a bag of tricks. A little bit of everything.
So what would you turn those into?
I don't know.
Right, you'd ask Josh what to put in?
Well, like, I really like Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah.
So I'd
are you going to put 4 in?
No.
Okay.
I'm almost leaning towards, like, 3 Assassin's Trophies and 2 Banishing Lights. The Banishing Lights more for, like, your Planeswalker removal, those sorts of things. You also have the Assassin's Trophies for that. But there's times where you just don't want to give them the extra land. It hurts more so than not. But, and like you said, there could be...
Yeah, I just keep looking at the Iroan games because it does so much.
And there could be, like... This was the least...
impressive card
in the deck. I don't think I ever had a point in time where I wanted to play it all night. I would have much rather just had, like, an extra Mire's Grasp in that case. So I could see, like, that coming out for the first Iroan games. I'm also giving you another creature on turn 2.
Yeah, and, like, so if they get rid of the token, and, like, if you play it on turn 2, you're probably not going to have a 4-power creature on turn... So it'd be turn 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
So, like, you'd have to play something on 3 and suit it up to 4 power. Yeah. If they get rid of the token. Otherwise, you're drawing 2 off of it, which is what you need to do, because you're just trying to spit cards onto the table.
Yeah. Although there can be times where you just get... It's like the deck can be mana hungry.
Yeah,
so,
for
like,
sure.
just getting the gold token can be beneficial. I don't know. I could play with it a little bit.
I really like this card, and I want to see it in a deck. So, like, it's here, but is it good enough for the main deck is the question.
You should play the first Iroan games, right? What happens when you get the second one?
You can't play it, because there's only one Iroan game.
No, there's like one first
Iroan games. Yep. Yeah. Flavor fail. It should have been legendary.
Huh?
You may only play with 1 per deck. Should be restricted.
There you go. Something like that.
All right. So I guess that's it for this deck tech. So we record this after FNM, but it's not going to be live until probably Monday. I think I'm going to schedule it.
2 and 2 tonight.
2 and 2 with the deck. So
I guess leave your comments, please, on... Like, 'cause I know there's a bunch of people playing this. I'm like...
Yeah, there's another person tonight playing
There's another person tonight, and I'm coming up against it all the time on Arena.
Yep.
So, thoughts? Like, anybody that has actually, like, played this, or played it in paper, brewed with it a little bit, ideas, like, they're greatly appreciated, because I like trying to get this deck to work itself out. I may continue playing this. I'm not sure yet. Don't hold me to that.
He hasn't decided. He likes to play a new deck every week.
I do like that.
So he's never experienced with the deck he's playing.
Correct. Although did pretty well with this one. This is not that bad. is also just play enchantments and like slam on the
Yeah,
board.
it's pretty linear.
Yep.
Just got to remember all your triggers. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We're done rambling. See you next time.